All right. Just finished the book Enemy of God by Bernard Cornwell. Book 2 of the Warlord Chronicles. Literally just finished, as most of my reviews now are, where I put the book down and I fire this camera up. And I must say, I think it's better than the first one. The first one is like in Goodreads 5 out of 5, and just in my review I think I gave, it was a high 9 probably, just from what I remember. This one again is like a 9.5. Like, it's so spectacularly good. It doesn't have any of that that experience that you have in the first book, where you're just getting into the setting and the themes that you're starting with, and the characters. You're getting used to it. You're getting used to all of that. That takes a little bit of time, leading there to be a little bit of a wind up. This one didn't have that. This one, obviously, you know the characters and now you're in it. And good God, it's perfect. It is such almost perfect. I would like there to be more action, but that's just me. I love action. But there is action in the book. There's lots of it. A lot on the small scale. All of this is small scale, honestly. That's just the nature of the setting and the reality of the situation. And the fight scenes, and I'm always hearing how Bernard Cornwell has like the best fighting or action scenes, and I'm not really getting that. It flows well. It goes great. Like, it's great with action, but you never get like, I don't know. There's like a one, two, three strokes maybe, and then it's the fight's done. But it's really fast and interesting. The thing that actually makes it. I went in here this series looking for like action, right? And maybe a solid story to back it. But this is like an excellent story and excellent characters with little bits of action throughout. But we have Durful absolutely being a legend. He is now like a veteran, basically in his early 30s. I think late 20s to start, but ending late 30s, or middle 30s. I think it should be late 30s. And it's he knows his business. He's known throughout the lands. He's with his love. That's great. He's getting kids. It's great. Like, you have heartbreak. You have twists. I did see, and as I think it's mentioned, like, you do see the twists. You do see the heartbreak coming. You see a lot of it coming. And spoilers, I guess I'll put my hand up. With Guinevere and Lancelot and Sansom and all of them, like the betrayals that all of them commit, you see it coming a mile away, a million miles away. Books ago, you see it, and it is. I'll put it down. We're all, as readers, I feel, supposed to see it happening, and supposed to see it and know that it's happening, and just the weight of all of that coming to the head and us knowing it, but like main characters not, creates anxiety, creates tension, and makes you just like saying, "Oh, don't pull back the curtain, don't pull back the curtain." And then it also excited for them to do it so that um, they can finally see the reality that they live in. And I just really enjoy having these characters come from fantasy, from legend, from myth, brought back down to reality. And I love to see the magic and the religion and all of that in a realistic setting. I would say it weirdly feels sometimes, and it's weird. It feels sometimes like the magic is real, because there are prophecies and things foretold by people when they're like consumed by the spirit, or talking through something, right? Like any religious thing, and they foretell things that are very specific but also come true. And I don't know, from there I'm like, okay, most of this stuff that happened before, I can kind of think, all right, so Nemu, or I think that's how you say her name, Nemu, Merlin, or whoever, or whoever is making these predictions, they are in the know through spying or hearing about things. So they can use that to go for the prophecy. But some of them I didn't. It didn't come out that way, and there would need to be like a convoluted thing to get there. So that's a thinker, but I think what is trying to be said there is like it only works because it is plausible in some way. And the fortunes told are not like the astrology fortunes where they're like, oh, you're a, I don't know, a Capricorn. Oh, you're creative. You like doing your own thing, or whatever they say, right? Which all they say is just things that everyone experiences or everyone feels, but you're like, oh, that's right. I am more creative than than my sister or my coworker or whatever, right? I am a Capricorn, right? Like they try and trick you into that. With these religions that they're showing, the Druid stuff, there's Isis there. There's a couple religions. It's more like, okay, smart people are getting information from somewhere and then making elaborate tricks that are like really, really convincing if you are a Dark Age Briton, right? Or Saxon or whatever. So it's really done well there. It just kind of edges a bit on the implausible in a few places. But other than that, it's like perfect. It's absolutely perfect a book. The pace is great. You fly through it. These are some of the fastest reads I think like I have experienced. It's on the levels of Red Rising, the speed in which you will fly through these books. And I don't know, I have nothing more to say rather than getting into like super spoiler territory. So I won't. I'll just say that this is a fantastic book, one of the best books I have ever read, one of the best series I've ever read, and if it ends on the same level as the last two books, the first two books, the last two books I've read, then this is an all-time great for series, and I'm not sure. It is on the levels of, it would be on the levels of Red Rising, right? It'd be on the levels of that for sure, beating out most anything else. So yeah, anyways, I will most definitely have that third book queued and brought way forward on the reading list so I can knock it out and find out about Arthur, Guinevere, Durfel, Cainwyn, I think her name is. I just skip past these names a lot of times. Anywho, Lancelot as well. Whew. Let's see where it goes. On to the next book.